Hey everybody, what is today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. My name is LashawnTerry. If you're new here, welcome. If you ain't new here, welcome. I do have what do I have? I have a playlist for you to look through, just in case we share other things in common. And I'm coming from my bed because I had emergency surgery. Nope, not yesterday. Monday afternoon, late afternoon, Monday evening. So, if you got some time, this may be a little bit of a long one. Probably not really, but get you some snacks or whatever and come back and join me and we'll hit this intro. Okay, we are back. So this is my gallbladder surgery vlog, or video rather. So yeah, I've been dealing with this for months. I've been having actually, I would say over a year. Excuse me. Over a year I've been dealing with this, but I was always told I had an inflamed colon. So fast forward to in April, I had a really bad attack. Of course, it's my stomach. I went to the hospital because the attack was long. My friend made me go, and they told me I had an inflamed colon, colitis. Okay. It only came once in a while, but then it started coming closer and closer. Oh my gosh. It started getting closer and closer. Like I was, instead of getting an attack once in a while, I would get an attack maybe once a week. Finally made my way into my GI doctor. August 28th, I had a colonoscopy, but I wasn't cleaned out enough, so it didn't take. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it over again. My son was going to school. Oh my gosh. And once I came back from school with him, I was booked and busy with my business. So I ain't had time to be fooling around with no colonoscopy. Oh, sorry, y'all. I'm tired. So fast forward to Christmas. We had Christmas in New York. And now my stomach is starting to bother me again. And it's like every day. But it came in waves. And so it was now starting to get a little bit concerning, a lot concerning. Because I didn't know what was going on. And it just had progressed so quickly. And so I want y'all to be able to hear me. Hold on. I cut off. Hold on, y'all. So, around the week of New Year, it had gotten really bad. And so one day I just got up and went to the ER. And the ER I went to was like one of those small ER hospitals. They can do a lot of things, but when it comes down to it, they have to transfer you So I was explaining to my symptoms, and she was like, "It sounds like you have gallbladder, not something going on with your colon." At this point, I had not gotten back into seeing my GI doctor to even schedule another colonoscopy, because by then I was miserable. I was in pain every single day, all day. That's how much this thing had progressed. And so she was like, "I think it's something going on with your gallbladder." I had never been told I had any issues with my gallbladder. I told you I was at the hospital back in April. They did a CAT scan and said my colon was inflamed and I had colitis. So, plus, I'm 51. I was supposed to go get my colonoscopy at 50, and I was just like, I didn't feel like being bothered with it. But when I started having these stomach pains and it was just getting worse, I was like, oh, I guess I gotta go. And I did go, and it didn't take, so I had to redo it. But now I'm dealing with these stomach pains more consistently. It was literally messing with my day to day living. Like, I had to let go a lot of events that I had. So much money that I lost because I wasn't able to do my events. So I went there. She was like, because there was no stones or infection, that no hospital was going to transfer me. So I said, okay. So the next day I woke up really sick again, and I went to the hospital in my community. And I had to convince him that I really was sick and to see if he can try to transfer me. But they have this new system now where you have to, the hospital has to put the patient in a portal, and hospitals will see that it's a patient in the portal, and they'll call the hospital and talk to the doctor about the results, and the doctor will see if they want to transfer you over. Well, 3 hospitals told him no, and the 4th one, by then it was like 6 o'clock in the morning the next day, and I was like, I'm done. If the other 3 ain't take me, the 4th one is not going to take me. And by then I'm frustrated, because I'm still in pain. I don't know what's going on. They didn't tell me anything. They took another CAT scan and was like, all we see is the colitis. I don't know if they was going off of their records from April or what. But I just went home crying and stuff. I called my regular doctor, my intern, and my internist, and he was like, there's nothing really I could do, and it's not because it's not his specialty. Oh, I'm hurting. So okay. So another week has gone by. Now the symptoms are getting worse as more symptoms are adding on. Like me not being able to stand up for long. I'm getting back and shoulder pain at this point. And so it's a week later, so I go to the Mayo Clinic. What I didn't know was that Mayo Clinic, I don't know if they're on the same system, but they was able to look into the system and saw that I had a CAT scan on January 9th. And basically, she took the results of that and was like, we can't help you here in the emergency room. Something is going on with these insurance or whatever, because if you're not deemed an emergency, like once they do labs and stuff and and they don't think you're an emergency, they will tell you you're not an emergency and you need to go see your doctor in an outpatient. So she was like, this emergency visit is over and you need to go see an outpatient. We can't help you in here. Now they got everything known to mankind. The doctors and everywhere. Mayo Clinic is a level 1 trauma center, so they have everything. They would have to admit you. They don't do it in the ER. They have to admit you and then continue to do the test. My doctor even told me go to the hospital. My GI doctor, he said go to the hospital because I don't have the machines to be able to give you the test to help you quickly. And my regular doctor was like, they can't turn you away. That's against the law. I know it's against the law. You know it's against the law, but is they following the law? No. So that was a dead end. And so my GI doctor got me in for an emergency colonoscopy. This was this past Thursday. So I'm dealing with this all this time. This past Thursday, I get in there. I had a colonoscopy. Nothing. My colon was good. There was no inflammation. There was no colitis. There was no nothing. I had one small polyp, and he said it wasn't concerning, and it was removed. So Friday, I wake up in pain, and I was like, bump this. So me and my friend got together because her ex-husband, soon to be ex-husband, went to this hospital about a month and a half ago, and got his gallbladder removed. And they tried to send him home, and he put his foot down. So I said, this is like my last resort, because I did have an appointment this Tuesday that just passed, with a surgeon. But I was like, I don't have time to go see him, for him to look at me, and then may have to schedule an appointment for me to come back, or we do the HIDA scan or the MRSP, whatever it's called, and it's like, I'll call you in a week with the results and all. I didn't have time for all of that because it had gotten bad. So I told my friend, I said, I'm going up to this hospital. She said, once I get home, I'll come up there and sit with you. It was so packed in that emergency room, it wasn't even funny. I waited hours to get to the back. Once I got to the back, I waited some hours for the doctor to come see me. I said, hell, I hope I make it, because it was like 0 degrees in there. I thought I was going to catch pneumonia. So because they just do their own work. So I had to do another CAT scan. They did my blood panel. Everything was looking fine. I said, doctor, I cannot go home. I said, you are my last chance to find out what is going on with me. You're going to have to keep me and do more tests. So he said, okay. I said, okay. And so I had to wait probably another hour and a half for them to clean up a room, because it was a room that came available on the floor that I was on. And got up there, on waiting. Internist came in. These were young doctors, no bedside manners or nothing. He was like, I can't, this don't look like it's going to be surgery, because we can't see anything that's wrong with you. I said, who asked for surgery? I asked you to find out what's going on with me. I said, I had the colonoscopy. It's not my colon. This thing has gotten worse. Something's going on, and y'all need to help me find out what's going on. And so got up to my room, got settled. The next day I had the HIDA scan. That came back normal. So now I done did a sonogram. While I was in the ER, they did the CAT scan and the sonogram. Both of those were normal. That's why they wanted to send me home. I could have told them that they was normal. It was really the HIDA scan that I wanted to get. And so they did the HIDA scan the next day. It took, the doctors didn't read it until the next day, which put me at, because I was in there on Friday. That I didn't get up to the floor until the wee hours of Saturday, probably like 7 o'clock, 6:30, 7 o'clock Saturday morning. I did the HIDA scan at 8. And the doctors didn't read them until the next day, Sunday. And they was like, those were normal. I was like, okay. So some hours later, the surgeon's assistant came in, and she was like, I would love to help you. I was wishing it was your gallbladder, but it's normal per the HIDA scan. And so she said it may be something where you have to go to GI. And I said, what about the sphincter or the pancreas or the ducts? And she was like, that's what I was thinking. She said, let me go see what the GI schedule is like, and we'll get back to you. Well, the rest of the night went on. This was Saturday afternoon. And Saturday night, the surgeon came in, the head doctor came in, and he said, I know my assistant came up earlier, and he was like, we're going back and forth. He's an older doctor, been a surgeon for over 30 years. Those are the ones that got the most common sense and know what they talk about when it comes to a doctor. But a lot of my older, experienced doctors, they have all retired. So he said, he asked me some questions, but he said, based on your report from the HIDA scan and how you was feeling during the scan, he said that wasn't normal. That's what caught my attention. He said, tell me what you was going through. And the HIDA scan is an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's a continuous video. The last 30 minutes of it, they give you a synthetic medicine that's supposed to mimic a fatty meal to see how your gallbladder squeezes and contracts. When I tell you, about 5 minutes into it, and what she does is they push 1 ml to 2 mLs every 2 minutes into your IV. And as she kept pushing, I was like, about 15 minutes, and I was like, this thing is gonna have to hurry up. I said, I'm in pain. I feel like I'm about to throw up. And she was like, no, 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 don't throw up. You're radioactive. Let me find some. Let me find some. I said, hurry up and get this thing over with because I am in dire pain and it feels like my head is about to pop off. And it mimicked because on my way to the ER, because I hadn't eaten anything, I stopped and got some French fries, a small French fry from McDonald's, just to put something in my stomach. That was a huge mistake. I want to say about 15 minutes in after I got there, I felt like I was about to faint. The pain went from my stomach, it wrapped around my back, up my shoulder, up my neck to my head. I had a headache. I could barely walk. It was terrible. And when she gave me that the medicine is called CCK. When she gave me that, it totally mimicked that all over again. And so he said, that's what caught my attention, that you said that. He said, your body should not have responded like that. He said, you'll get some, what they call it, discomfort. But he said it shouldn't have been painful and you shouldn't have gotten sick. So that's what made him think it was my gallbladder. So he said, you can hold off on it and do the endoscopy where they go down and look in your stomach and look at the sphincter and the bile ducts. He said, or you can just go ahead and have the surgery. I said, we're going to go ahead and do that surgery because the one thing I prayed, I said, Lord, when I was on my way there, I said, give the doctors the knowledge to continue to help me and to see what's going on. And he sent that doctor, even though his assistant was like, she didn't think so. He sent that doctor to say, I believe so. He looked past all of the normal and looked at the symptoms. See, that's what a lot of these doctors are doing. They just looking at scans and tests. Oh, they look good, you're fine. Instead of looking at the symptom when they give the test. And I kept telling these doctors, I know my body, something is wrong. So I had the surgery. Today is Wednesday. Monday, late afternoon. And when the surgeon came in yesterday, one of the guys from the surgical team, he stepped in and out of my surgery, but I didn't see my doctor. And he was like, I said, was there anything wrong with my gallbladder, or it was just taken out for nothing? He was like, oh yeah, you had something wrong. He said you had lesions on your gallbladder, which showed us that you had inflammation and infection sometime in the past. They couldn't say how long. He said, but those lesions, what they do is they will attract to the infection, so your body can try to fight it. Then he said, I had some thickening, which the first sonogram that I had at the freestanding ER said I had mild gallbladder wall thickening. Everybody else was saying, oh, I'm not really seeing that or whatever, but he said just inside your colon, it just wasn't good. I mean, inside your gallbladder, it wasn't good. And I guess the infection was kind of spread it, because he said the lesions were they had to scrape them off my liver too, but he said my liver was good. So he said, yeah, your gallbladder needed to come out. And that's the thing with these doctors: listen to the patient. Stop sitting up here talking about, oh, we did this, scan, we did that. A person knows their body. And what I try to explain to all of them, when I had my appendicitis, I had the CAT scan. Nothing showed up. My appendix was beat up, tore up, and beat down. I had gangrene, and none of it in my blood work. She was like, my white blood cell count was a little bit higher than normal, but it was nothing to be worried about, and nothing showed on the CAT scan. I had to make them let me stay and send me up to the floor for observation. They thought I was looking for drugs, which I was, because I was in dire pain. I don't even know how I made it to the hospital. But the surgeon believed me, and he said at any point, he said, I know something is going on, and we'll do an exploratory surgery. When I got up the next morning, my white blood cells had tripled. So he was like, you're definitely going into surgery. We just don't know what we're looking for. We get into surgery, and he was like, it was your gallbladder, it was your appendix. He said you was on the verge of rupturing, and I had gangrene, so I had a really bad infection, and it didn't show up on the CAT scan. He said in all of his 30 years of surgery, he's never seen anything like it. He's never had a patient that he experienced that with. And so with that being said, continue to fight and be diligent with these hospitals. Like I said, I don't know what's going on, but I think the insurance companies are pressing these hospitals not to be taking in people all willy-nilly in the emergency room, because it is expensive. The bill that I got from April when I went was almost $11,000. I didn't have to pay for it, but just to note, one visit, I stayed overnight for $11,000. Lord knows what my bill is going to be for this hospital. It's probably going to be about $100,000 because they did all tests. But I'm so thankful to God that the Holy Spirit just gave these doctors the knowledge to help me. So I'm in recovery. I came home last night. Today is what's today? Thursday? Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, the 21st, I think, or the 22nd. And I am very much so. I have 4 incisions, so you get one. Let me see. So you have this incision all the way up here, which hurts the most. And it feels like you can't breathe. I got an incision right there on my belly button. As you can see, that line right there. And then the other 2 are right here. I don't know why they gotta do all that, because with my appendix, they did 1 at the belly button and then 2 on the side, kind of like what they'll do with the hysterectomy. They're very, very small cuts. With this, child, they got you all over the place, so you just can't catch a break. And that's what I think makes it so much more painful, is because you got all of these cuts all over the place. But I'm praying for a fast recovery, and that it just feels like something is sitting with this one that's right here, it just feels like something is sitting right there in my chest, and it's just like, oh. But so right away I could tell that a lot of my pain has gone. It's just now the pain from my surgical cuts or whatever. Um, and just on to healthy eating. You know, I don't want to go back eating like I did. I want to say today is day 2 post-op. Yesterday I had absolutely hardly any appetite. I did eat something this morning. And they say you could go back to eating what you want, but I would say take it slow and let your body get adjusted or whatever, and just try to eat healthy. So I'm be going back to carnivore, some vegetables, ketovore sometimes, but I have to get my health back on track with my eating. I lost a lot of weight within a couple of weeks. I went from 243. I haven't weighed myself. When I weighed myself on Friday, I was 229, and that was a matter of 3 weeks because I couldn't eat. I had lost my appetite, or if I would try to eat, the pain in my stomach would be really bad. So I had to pick, but it was days where I just couldn't eat because my body just didn't want anything to eat. And here is the weight loss, the rapid weight loss, which is not a good way to lose weight, is being sick. It was just a lot of things that was going on. So I'm praying for, speedy recovery, that the pain is gone, and then I can move on. But I do think I'm going to still go back and get the, the endoscopy, just to make sure everything is covered at some point when I heal. And we'll go from there. So I'll update y'all as today is only day 2 of my surgery post-op. And I'll give y'all a week, come back in a week to let y'all know how I'm doing or how I'm not doing. I'm going to also try to put up these videos that I did of some things that I got or whatever. So I will see y'all in the next video. Peace. Oh, too, this is an add-on. So I don't know if y'all remember, if you ever looked at any of my videos on my arm, I had this bump on the arm with the green bracelets and the 2 thick nail bracelets. And so when I was in pre-op, I told my nurse, I said, I'm going to get Doc to take this off. He just don't know it yet. And she started laughing. So when he came in, I said, Doc, I want you to take this off. He said, okay. And so he took it off. And so I also got this taken off as well, that bump, because it was just unsightly. I didn't like it. And he was willing to do it. And the reason why it's so long, because the surgeon that came in from the team, he said they had to cut the skin around it and then bring it together. Because I was like, what'd he do? Give me a wrist tuck? Because it was so tight. But hopefully it'll heal. So I just wanted to come back and add that on. Bye.